I know we're on. Oh, did I mute? I think I muted. Somebody verify that I muted that or unmuted it. Are we unmuted? Hey, how many times can I say the word mute?
I don't hear you.
You can't hear us?
One of these days, I'm gonna.
I have an ad. Oh, watch the whole ad. What's up? Technically speaking, Greg, take it away.
One of these days, I'm just gonna beat you into submission for going live without just go live without ever telling anybody. Like we're in the middle of random conversation.
Did I not say that we were going to go live?
You're like we're going to, not hey, I'm gonna push the button. Hey friends, what's going on? Welcome to yet another Technically Speaking live show. This is Dumpster Fire.
I assure you, it's going to get worse. I'm already sweating. There's still water all over my phone.
You all right? That whole.
I literally just spilled water.
You're an adult, you know this, right? You need a bib? I've got plenty of bibs upstairs.
It's happening right now.
So welcome everybody to the live show. I am Greg.
I am evidently a child.
As always,
Scott.
On the upper end of mediocre. Hopefully we have fixed some of our. Oh yeah, the big body, the one and only, the uniquely identified as big body Cadillac.
Big body
Cadillac. So Miss Sheila right out the gate. Greg and his shades, so cool. No, it's not.
Here's why. Greg.
Here's why. So my wife,
show off the masses.
My wife ordered this. Let me move this ridiculous shirt from China. And oh, by the way, it does not breathe very well. So I had to wear it. And then Scott's like, "You got to wear your sunglasses too." Chewbacca's wearing his sunglasses. So this is part of we're preparing for a Disney vacation in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we are.
And I am planning on wearing this shirt to get my picture taken with Chewbacca. At Disney. It's going to be awesome.
I have a Darth Vader shirt.
Okay, now I got to take these off. Somebody acknowledged it. I'm good now.
Yeah, I have to wear a Darth Vader shirt because the last time we went to Disney, I wore a Darth Vader shirt with Chewbacca.
Yeah,
and he refused to touch me.
He was not happy with you.
He was pretty angry.
Yeah,
It kind of came out of
which we interpreted it as angry. I don't know.
He wouldn't hug me.
Does
he
Google
wouldn't touch me.
Work for Wookiee?
What is it? Wookiee? Almost said Chewie.
Chewies.
Chewies.
You're such a
God. We're awful.
Oh man,
I'm sweating. Maybe that's just the water I spilled all over
myself.
myself.
I mean, it's probably that too. So we got a great show lined up for you. We have Waiting in the Winds,
the man,
the one and only,
the legend,
the rare appearance by Mr. Preston McNair.
You should probably be super stoked that he's here.
This is a treat for us.
Look,
he does not make many public appearances. He is a recluse.
It's true. What's the guy that always used to wear shoeboxes on his feet? Howard Hughes.
The Unabomber?
That's it. Yeah, Howard Hughes. He is the Howard Hughes, but not the creepy way.
Doesn't collect his own urine and store it in jars.
Howard Hughes did that?
He was a hypochondriac, man.
What did he do with his pee?
Okay, so first of all, you need to watch The Aviator. Very clearly a documentary.
I think we have determined that
you don't watch movies.
I do not watch movies that have anything to do with aviation. Dan, I'm looking at you because I'm sure that you're in there. I'm not watching Top Gun. Just gonna get out of the gate. Ain't gonna happen. I'll still be called Goose though.
Yeah. So terrible. So terrible. I mean, do you want to hit any of these topics first before we get right into it? Google turned 20.
Google did turn 20.
Almost old enough to drink.
Man,
I guess
20 years. Think about how much Google has evolved in 20 years.
Think about how much technology in general has evolved in 20 years.
How about we just go back to fun story. Google Photos. They'll send you those reminders like, "Hey, remember this back 10 decades ago when you did the thing?" So it reminded me of something that happened like, I don't know, 12-ish years ago. Like it was important. Think about that.
12-ish years ago.
Think about that.
Sure. Yeah.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
In one of those photos, I was literally doing a phone call with a flip phone. A flip phone.
Wow.
12 years ago, flip phone.
That was just 12 years ago. That's not even the full 20 that Google's existed. That's crazy.
12 years ago, I was using a flip phone.
Wow.
A couple years before that, I was I had a Sanyo phone that was like this thin.
Yeah.
It was like that long, pause, and this thin. What?
Such a child.
What?
Okay.
But
was it one of the ones with like the flip up keyboard that you had to like?
No, but it had the antenna that you had to pull out. That I was
yes,
determined that it actually
those.
didn't do anything.
I remember those.
But like,
I think my first one was
the antenna was like.
Yeah. I had one of the rare.
Somebody's gonna make this a gift.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Please do. I had one of the
Dan will. I know Dan
later
will.
Nokias that were. It was before they went to like the all color screen where it was the hard antenna. So it was like it was a murder weapon.
Is that the
like,
8830?
You could, no
8830.
8810.
Stats.
8810.
It's 8810.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was close.
I got it.
Yeah, but I said 88 first.
Yeah,
Actually, sorry. 3310.
Okay, so
That's what I
neither
said.
one of us were close.
No.
But if you half the 8,
if you cut it in half,
with
like a saw or something. Hey, speaking of
my
saw,
lumps.
Speaking of
My
saw,
lumps.
No. I
My
do have to
lumps.
acknowledge this. This is the other cool thing that just happened. I'm hoping everybody can see
Well,
this.
you just literally moved it in the way. Why don't you
Oh,
mind
okay.
your
Well,
business?
no, I was trying to help out. This lovely piece right here, the 1% Studio,
I know.
donated.
Don't.
by our live studio
I'm,
audience.
yeah. Ian.
A good man, Ian.
No, hang on. What's the name of the company? I want the company name. Give it to me now.
Whole Bank Studio.
Home Bank Studio.
There you
Home
go.
Bank Studio on Instagram.
So check him out. He does.
I am going
fantastic
to-
work.
At some point, probably not live because this is probably weird that I'm not paying attention to you or you, and I don't really care.
I'll
Well,
put it in
I-
the chat.
Are you gonna put it in the chat?
Perfect.
Stats coming through like.
Stats is on it.
We are thinking about an upgrade to the studio already, and we talked about it very briefly, that we were going to put a microphone and a camera in the studio audience.
Ooh.
That way we can turn it on and off, mostly off. Yeah, then how dope would that be, right? What up? Anyway,
Oh man.
let's bring the man in.
Yeah, let's do it. Man.
The legend.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
The
we are
legend.
super excited to present for the first time, at least on our channel.
Howard Hughes.
So terrible.
Transitioning there now.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Preston McNair.
Preston, are you live?
Hello, everyone.
I think
going
he's
on, man?
live.
Am I on now?
I think you are.
Great.
All right,
Hello,
let me go.
hello. Been chilling in the holding tank.
I think you're good, man. I think you're good. Preston, welcome to the show.
Great.
I am a huge fan.
Thank you.
If folks don't know
Well,
you,
thank
they freaking should.
They're doing it wrong for
They
sure.
are doing it wrong. Doing it super, super wrong. So what I want to ask is how do you maintain the levels of awesome in just your body?
That's
Such
the
a
question
weird
we-
question. I
Yeah.
went with that question.
Yeah.
I don't do professional interviews.
No, you don't.
Okay, Greg, go ahead.
You're actually an adult.
Very.
Oh my god.
Very
So,
cool.
so we talked a little bit before we went live about YouTube and stuff like that. So I understand that you still do kind of content creation stuff on the side. I'm very curious about like what is your story? How did you get into YouTube? Yeah, I feel like everyone's got a story. So what is yours, sir?
Cool. Well, before I dive into that, I just want to give a quick shout out to a few people inside the chat. We got Martin7. He's popping in. Thank you for stopping by, man. He's a really large Fortnite YouTuber. I think he's pushing 400,000 subscribers. Really good friend of mine. So thank you for stopping by.
Well, hang on a second.
A lot of
we
people
gotta come back and
pop
talk
in,
to that.
But one thing that I've always said that whenever I've been honored to have the audience that I have on Twitter and throughout the past 9 years being on YouTube is I've never made it really about myself. I've always made it about the people I met along the way. To start back in my freshman year of high school, I kind of created a YouTube channel with a few friends. This was way before the Google acquisition and stuff like that. So before I dove really deep into YouTube, I needed to understand what's at the core of everything. And that is content creation. Before I can go on and do business side, I have to understand what makes this platform tick. And so started there, did silly channels with everything. Fortunately, the channels are deleted now. From there, I started with the networking industry and stuff like that. Got really involved with a few MCNs and stuff like that. And then about 4 years into that, I kind of went my own way, did my own little projects, kind of dabbled in everything. And, I eventually was halfway through college. I stopped the networking thing, went back to YouTube creation. Now I'm kind of I was doing almost sort of like YouTube news in a sense, but then I've started focusing on like credit and stuff like that, optimizing credit cards for max cashback and rewards and stuff like that. It's kind of become a little passion project of mine. But I've always consulted YouTubers throughout the way. I know Seven, he's been a really great guy. We've had many great conversations. And, this was never really about me. The platform and the audience that I have was never about me. It's always been about the people. And I'm like so passionate about this platform because it's been a huge part of my life for so many years. And I could go in depth about every little silly thing and big thing that happened.
I mean,
but that's always been at the core of it.
I was going to say, you are actually YouTube certified in, is it brand awareness or something around that?
All three. They've recently redone them, but the three big ones is channel growth, digital rights management, and brand deals. YouTube Certified is actually open to everyone now, so you can actually take those certifications yourself and get the little ticks and whatnot. I haven't really visited it in a while, but that's what really makes me tick. It's the people that I've met along the way that keeps me going every single day. And I'm fortunate enough that I've been a YouTube top contributor, a YouTube trusted flagger, and that was kind of really the high point. I remember stepping foot on Google and YouTube's campus for the first time, being like, "Holy crap!" Like it felt like everything came full circle. And it wasn't really my goal to enter the programs to visit Silicon Valley, but whenever I stepped off that bus and I was there on Google's campus, I was like, "This just came full circle." And that's the short story. Creators have always been at the core of everything I do, and it's not all about the money, but the money that I've been fortunate enough to make on this platform have been because of really great creators trusting me with their brands, with my advice. So it's something I don't take for granted. And for anyone out there, whether I met you 9 years ago, watching or whatever, thank you for giving me this platform. And also thank you, Greg and Scott, for giving me the opportunity to kind of come out and kind of get off my chest, in a sense, what's been in the back of my head while I've kind of reached this downward trend of being involved with YouTube and stuff like that, get into a routine of, I'm just going to be a content creator, stuff like that. So awesome. Thanks to you guys for having me on. And yeah, that's the story.
It was a pleasure.
I was really like, dude, that I've been a huge fan for years. I mean, even in passing, some of the stuff that we've kind of run into and bumped into together. So it's very much a mutual respect for sure. I'm really interested, especially in things like the branding. This one hits home, so this is kind of off the cuff. Do you believe the mantra that some people are saying, that pretty much everyone is a marketer and then they do another thing? Like Southwest, for example, they are a customer service company that happens to also fly.
Yep.
I kind of live by the mantra, especially in my professional life, that from a marketing perspective, we do marketing of the thing that we do first, and then we do the thing, whether that's IT, sales, something business related, analytics, whatever that might be. Does that mantra kind of ring true across a lot of the different platforms, or a lot of the different brands, or the genres of business?
Oh, of course. I totally believe that, because, at the end of the day, it's like you guys are YouTubers, for example, but you're also marketers. You guys are showcasing products. I don't know if you guys have had many brand deals yet, but it's something that's becoming so natural with our culture, especially with Instagram influencers and stuff like that. Everyone's a marketer in a sense. So I totally agree with you on that front. We have these platforms that we've been endowed upon, been given to us, earned and whatnot, and it's very important that we stay true to not only who we are as individuals, but the persona and the brands that we want to help along the way. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say, it feels as though that's kind of what we have to do. It's almost as though that every industry, every genre, everything almost is a marketing company or a services oriented company. I bring to you this service, but I have to tell you about it. I have to market it to you first, and then I do the thing. At least that's what I've kind of experienced, and I'm not saying I'm an uber professional, but I'm several years older than you, and I know that is one of the things that I've experienced quite a bit. One foot in the grave. I know, 1 foot in the grave. It's very, very true. I'm surprised I'm going to make it through the show. Quite honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it through the show. But do you have any type of super early guidance to some of the hashtag no small creator? I would be really interested to know kind of what you feel on that. Do you know kind of the story behind that, or the person who kind of spawned that up?
Yeah, sorry, there's like
Is
a
there a
weird
weird
lag
lag?
with your Skype. For a second, I was like, is he done?
Oh yeah, no.
talking?
Like I
It's
literally
fine.
could just jaw all the time.
I'm trying to read your lips too, and it's audio sync. But no, there was a hashtag about like 2013ish that I've kind of stuck true to. That's very similar to the hashtag No Small Creator, which is hashtag Team Internet. And we really used that kind of like hashtag whenever someone from the internet did something on a huge scale. Whenever Shane Dawson was getting his movie deals, hashtag Team Internet. You know, somebody was out here landing a TV deal or starring in a movie or something like that. We did hashtag Team Internet. One of the really powerful things about this platform is the creators. And, you know, I don't speak on behalf of YouTube, but I can honestly say I understand people's frustrations whenever they see these changes to YouTube and they think that YouTube doesn't have their back and stuff like that. I can comfortably assure you that between all interests, because in reality, YouTube has to keep three people happy. They have to keep the advertisers happy, they have to keep the viewers happy, and they got to keep the creators happy. Without the advertisers, there's no money. Without the viewers watching, there's no money to be made off the ads. With the creators, there's no content. So in a sense, yeah, like that's one of the things that continues to amaze me every single day is the small creators forming these small little communities that I even see on your channel, for example. Creators having each other's backs and stuff like that. That's the true power of this platform. So whenever it comes to hashtag Team Internet, hashtag No Small Creator, I'm totally behind that. I'm new to I cannot talk today. I am new to No Small Creator, but no, that I believe that's the fundamentals of this platform is creators having each other's backs and people supporting each other, big and small, vice versa. You know, a lot of creators can really accomplish great things if they band together. So we're to the point to where without some sort of marketing skills and without some sort of community, whether, you know, Scott, for example, you start a YouTube channel, I'm sure you went to your Facebook friends, personal Facebook friends, and got their help to help you build the channel. Little things like that, I'm totally behind. And I feel like we'll only continue to see those movements increase and get bigger and bigger as things go on. But I can comfortably say that whenever YouTube makes a change, whether to, you know, discoverability and stuff like that, it's not that they hate creators. Why would YouTube do something that would ultimately damage the big goal, which is bringing more people to the platform, more people watching content? So it's a two-sided prong that I can see both frustrations of, but at the end of the day, it's the community behind these creators that really make the big difference.
Man, I'm jazzed. Like literally, I'm just oozing positive vibes right now. Like talking to Preston's like, you know what, dude, the world's perfect. I got no problems. Like, man, we need to have him on all the time. Get out! I need you to come. Greg, get out of your basement. Preston, come on over.
That's right. I especially love the. I don't know, the positive vibe around the No Small Creator thing. Like we have
Team Internet. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either. But the idea of like rallying around other creators and stuff like that is something that has appealed to me, especially as we have kind of taken more seriously the idea. Like we've always tried to communicate with our base, with our user base, with our community, but leaning into socials a lot more to like instead of passively generating a community, like really trying to reach out and make friends, like really networking like you would. I know this sounds probably weird to some people, but like treating it like a job, treating it as though like you're really trying to network with other real professionals makes all the difference in the world. Like it really shows with some of the other people that are out there in the community, people that are, I mean, light years bigger than us. I mean, doing way more professional content than we are, but are super helpful, super respectful, and just like there, to your point, Team Internet, like there to just help make YouTube as a platform, you know, more open to other creators, big, small, or anywhere in between. So
somebody who would want to, somebody who would want to get started on it, because this parlays into one of the questions is like some of your favorite gear. What is your go-to? Like, I always have, you know, this gear with me or whatever. You're getting ready to make content, whether that's photography or videography, or maybe it's just your phone. What is the go-to thing for you?
This little thing right here. It's incredible how much opportunity we have through these things nowadays. Yeah. If you were to tell me back in 1995, whenever I was born, that we were going to have these things that could shoot 4K video and edit on the go, this is my primary go-to on YouTube. I don't have a professional camera. I use the tools that are available to me to make content. So Would I like a nicer camera? Yeah, but I have this. I have plenty of storage. I have an external hard drive. There's nothing more I need other than this and an internet connection. And that's probably the biggest misconception about YouTube is, oh, I need to go out and spend $2,000 on video equipment to get started on YouTube. No, you don't. You have this thing right here. You can create videos. I would say about actually 100% of my videos on this thing right here, 100%. Whether it be my 6S, my 7. No. Yeah. So, I would like to eventually branch out, but no, that's all I need. That's all I need. These things were made to serve humans, and I utilize this thing to my full benefit.
Amen. Mobile first, baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were guilty of this too, by the way. So when we first got started looking around at some of the other success stories on YouTube, like I don't think anyone gets into YouTube and says, I want to be the smallest creator possible. So I think everyone wants to be maybe not the world's biggest creator, but you want to be a creator of notoriety, I guess. I don't know what the right word is I'm looking for there, but even when we got started, we looked at some of the other success stories on YouTube and said, like, what are the things that they all have in common? A bunch of gear, high-end cameras, and stuff like that. Yeah. And it definitely gave us pause. But to your point, like, seeing how much the technology has progressed in the mobile space has done more to open up creative possibilities for us than I think just about anything else.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree. It's like the idea, like, I felt like I had to go get, like, the high-end camera, the high-end this, the microphone. Although, in total fairness, though, audio is like one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yes.
Like, so I was like, I don't even care. I'm going to go out and get a nice Yeti. Everybody has a Yeti. If you're an up-and-coming YouTuber or you're a YouTuber at all, you have probably had a Yeti.
Yeah.
I would argue that the majority of the folks are like, what is the best, cheapest microphone you can get? We still use it to this day because it's just that good. It was so good, in fact, my boss at the time bought one for work because it was that big of a deal, and we have some of the best audio. But camera with you. Audio, I got to go with the Yeti. Audio's my thing. I listen to a ton of music.
I get it.
It's my thing.
Hey, real quick, before we get too much further, I just need to reach back out into the comments and say hello to a whole bunch of people. Of course, we have in the audience, as usual, Mr. Michael Daniels. Miss Sheila's here, of course.
Miss Sheila!
The Everyday Dad. Thank you so much for stopping by, and a big shout out to the Everyday Wife as well. Michael Daniels supporting us with a donation, so thank you, sir. We do greatly appreciate that. Bunch of other, let's see, I'm Andrews here. 7, of course, thank you so very much for stopping by to check out the stream. We greatly appreciate that. The magnificent Caleb.
Can't say anything.
Interesting.
Right. I gotta put my phone down, otherwise
we're gonna talk about that.
We will talk after the show.
And
that
of course,
is interesting.
Yeah.
I threw you way off. I have thrown you for a loop.
All I'm gonna say is anybody who happens to be watching right now, stay tuned.
Oh man,
for some big stuff.
Oh man, I'm like,
Okay.
I gotta pull it back in. Preston, keep me honest. Put me back in, bro. Preston, you and I are also gonna talk offline.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Ben,
I assure you of that.
Also, Ben, thank you so much for stopping by. Got a whole bunch of people out there. I think Mr. Mayor's still out there too. So
Mayor!
The mayor himself. Okay. Oh, Dean!
Oh my God, Dean! The one and only Dean.
We haven't seen Dean in a while. Dean, thank you so much for stopping by, buddy.
Dean, I gotta ask, and hopefully you say this. I'm hoping that you're laying in bed next to your wife. That's not weird, folks. I swear to you. Like, if you watched the show before, if you're laying there, I just
talk
need
about comments with no context.
Literally, look, that's not how it works. I hope that he's laughing, and I hope she just hauls off and hits him. I hope that you're laying next to your wife. No context.
Yeah, no context whatsoever.
I mean, it's funny. It'll work.
So, reeling it back in. Getting back to the basics here. So I gotta ask, like, with as much content as you've created or as close as you are to other creators and stuff like that, do you have a favorite type of content that you just love to create, how-tos or DIY or anything like that? Like, what's the type of content that really speaks to you?
Vlogging's always been one thing that's really stood out to me, simply because I remember about like 2012, 2013 days, we had people simply vlogging with their phones and just uploading that raw file to YouTube, completely unedited, completely everything. A lot of people had like channels like, I think Tobuscus was on. He's like, Tobuscus' iPhone or I Just Seen's iPhone. And seeing the evolution of vlogging has been really cool. I find it very difficult to keep up with a daily blogger simply because, now working a full-time job, having other hobbies, it's so hard to keep up with people who upload on a daily basis, especially whenever those videos are 20 to 40. I've even seen blogs upwards of an hour long. It's not that I don't like the creator. That's just a large gap of time there on the platform.
100% agree.
And I've always been fascinated with it. I've always been fascinated with blogging. To me, it's always had the biggest evolution here on YouTube because gaming's always kind of been pretty much not the same, but the same thing. Just different overlays, different editing styles. We've seen some change in a lot of different genres, but vlogging, I think, is the one that I've always wanted to do. It's just, as weird as this sounds, I value my privacy a little too much to vlog.
Yes.
And it's a big oversharing is a big concern of mine. I am very OCD with what I put out on the internet, and I put out enough to where people know because I want to be engaged with people that follow me. But there's been 3 fundamentals that you always want to keep private: your income, your next move, and your love life. Those 3 things need to be on the internet. And that's 3 fundamentals that a lot of people need to learn and understand. But vlogging's always really been like something that's always been really interesting. But kind of a side tangent on the last topic that we talked about.
For it, man.
Being on the YouTube forums, you're talking about people wanting to start YouTube and that they needed the best gear and stuff like that. I have seen a very concerning amount of posts, especially from K through 12 teachers, saying that whenever they go around and ask their kids what they want to grow up to do, the number one answer, or the very high up answer, is YouTuber. Yeah. And to me, that is so dangerous. That is so dangerous to this generation. YouTube it's my primary form of content. But whenever we have 5 and 6 year olds putting aspiration to film themselves their entire lives and they want to be like that, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the reality is there are very few people who are going to make it as a full-time creator, making 6-figure plus salaries. So kind of ties in with the last tangent, but that's something we've actually had teachers come on the forums and say, I need someone who knows what they're talking about, who's close to YouTube, to come or Skype in or make a video and talk to my class. That while that's a good goal to have, it shouldn't be their primary goal. And I just thought I brought that up because that stood out for whatever reason. But that's so dangerous.
It's really interesting that you bring that up because I know that my kiddos, they don't mention wanting to be YouTubers. They like the idea of filming, but they don't make that a main thing because I almost wonder if they see the fact that it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. Maybe it's one of those situations since they're close enough to someone who creates that they know oh no, there are multiple hours of some days that he's gone that maybe I don't want to do that thing. That's not very interesting. I've seen what that looks like behind the scenes, almost though they don't know what they're looking at, almost through osmosis. So in a way saying that's a lot of work. I'm not really sure about that. But some of these kids don't really know how hard it is to make content. And I assure you, I didn't know because when we made our bet, that I
we
won.
Had no idea what
I won.
We had no idea what we were getting into.
But I still won it because I'm a champion.
Anyway, so
winner.
It's so funny that you bring this up. I was gonna make a comment about kids getting involved in YouTube because I was listening to it's the Bombcast. I'm a big video gamer, so I listen to giantbomb.com, the Bombcast. Random plug just in case any of them happen to be listening. They're not. They were talking today about exactly that, exactly what you brought up. That there was a recent study that was put out where one of the number 1, very easily top 5 professions that kids wanted to get into was some type of streaming, either YouTube content creator or a streamer a la Ninja, or pick any other massive streamer that's out there.
Dashy.
And Dashy, yeah.
Love Dashy.
And you're right. I mean, it looks very alluring. I would liken YouTube content creator or streamer, that is the modern day version of I want to be a rock star, I want to be a pro athlete, I want to be an actor, actress, what
I want to be a video game developer.
No.
Everybody's
Look,
like, I want to make video games.
You will say that, but if you do even the most modicum of research, that's where all of that falls apart.
I know,
that is
but
the most grueling job.
I'm not disagreeing, but how many times have you heard like, I'm going to go to school to be a video game developer?
I mean, okay, if you like working...
Where are you going to do that? You're going to sit in Ohio and do that? You got to go out west.
Well,
yeah, but schools were offering it. Don't even get me started on that.
You don't have to... when we were coming up, sure, you had to move someplace else. You had to move someplace to get into development of some variety. That too. But now, that's not really the case at all. Like, you can be virtual and still create games. I mean, you can create masterpiece games by yourself as a solo project. Minecraft, arguably until Fortnite came along, one of the biggest games in the history of the medium, was created by a dude for a long time.
Don't get me started on Fortnite again.
Yeah, I know. But I completely agree.
I gotta have this conversation with Scott and his talk about Fortnite because I'm very curious, and that'll be a conversation for another day.
Okay.
Scott's not hate for Fortnite, but
it's a very strong disdain. I assure you of that.
Yeah.
I assure you of that. Man, I feel like I could pick your brain for like an hour, but I do know that there is a window of time, so. Man, Preston, we gotta have you on again, man.
Definitely,
like legit, and I'm going to follow up with you definitely after the show because we need to talk.
For sure.
We need to talk, and I need some of your what?
That was
you.
He just
what?
had a stroke. It's
YouTube
okay, folks.
certified brainy goodness.
English.
I don't English.
But no, Ribbon Parfait in the chat makes a really good point. She says, so instead of saying no. How can you leverage YouTuber into other careers? I think that's what we need to be pushing to aspirational YouTubers. I think that's the way to go. I think there are a lot of creators who are software engineers, but then they also teach people software development on YouTube. There are film people who work in the film industry who also like show tutorials and stuff like that. Something to complement a much bigger goal can go a long ways. And if it takes over to where YouTube can be a full-time source of income from that, side gig with your current profession, just make the switch.
Totally agree. And Greg will nod and smile with this very next thing I'm about to say. One of the greatest things that has happened so far in my career is the ability that I have been able to bring in my content creation. So I have regular day job. I have now injected content creation into regular day job, and it's gone like this.
Yeah.
It is a game changer that I love the idea that, hey, you can use this in day-to-day. I have now taken and raised the bar in my professional life with the side gig that I've had, and I've made my professional life better while I'm also continuing to do my side gig. You're exactly right when you say that you can inject this and do the same thing as just the supplement. We're not saying you can't. No, you can't be a YouTuber. Hey, technically, we're YouTubers. Are we full-time YouTubers? No. Are we ever going to be? I don't know. But I can tell you that the things that probably not. Like the things that
just being real though, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
the odds is just the odds are just against you. But I can tell you that the things that I'm learning here at YouTube, I'm absolutely using in my professional life. And that's every day.
That's the same message that I carry because you said your kids aren't that interested in content creation. My kids are. Like my oldest son is absolutely obsessed with it, and I to bring it back to your point as far as like kids, it's a little dangerous for them to want to get involved. Like that's my kid sees like YouTube Kids, and he sees Ryan's tour review and stuff like that. Enormous channels. He sees that level of success, and he only sees the flash and allure of it. Much like professional sports, acting, being a musician, what have you. And I just think anybody who is involved in content creation, if your kids are interested too, I think it's important to not only show them the good that comes of being a content creator, the ability to reach out and make, awesome friends all the way across the globe and have amazing conversations with people that you would not otherwise be able to. But it's also important to show them the sausage being made, so to speak. Show them behind the scenes. Show them what it looks like, how hard you have to work to be able to make it in this field.
That was an incredibly dirty reference. How the sausage is being made.
Yeah.
That's I totally agree with that.
Reference.
And another almost sort of like, sorry, I think there's like a weird lag between us. I don't mean to interrupt or anything like that. But I don't know who's in it's on. But one of the things that has come up over the past couple years, and not really past couple years, more like a past year, is mental health for creators and stuff like that. I just put out a really good article with a huge publisher, but it's exhausting. It's very lonely. It takes up a lot of your time. You're behind. I use this very lightly, but there are creators, especially inside the gaming industry, that I've talked to who have a lot of subscribers, and they go, playing video games isn't a hobby anymore. It's a job. I only play X game that I'm making content on because I have to. So the mental health of creators kind of ties in with all this. It's kind of a three-pronged approach. The mental health kind of impacting current creators. We have the risk of entry for people, and people not realizing that you shouldn't drop everything and be a full-time YouTuber immediately, because the likelihood that you're just not going to make the money right off the bat. But that's a whole other conversation that I believe we're just scratching the surface of, is mental health for creators and stuff like that. I'm a very huge advocate for it, because I believe us as humans, we're in the very early stage of understanding mental health for a lot of different issues, but specifically the well-being of creators is something we have to take good care of too. I know a lot of creators that are lonely. They wake up, they sit in front of a computer, they talk to a few people that they may be doing business with or collaborating with. They film their video, they edit, they go to bed. It's a constant thing, and they let the numbers get to them. If you have a down month, you start to panic. What am I doing wrong? If they have an up month, that's awesome, but they're always constantly thinking. There's so many different layers to this, that while everyone aspires to be a YouTuber, it's not all sunshine and rainbows underneath. I'm sure there are creators out there who are very happy. They have a really great team behind them. You guys, for example, you seem like a really great team, but there are people out there struggling with, depression and other things like that because of the job right now.
It's hard, man.
So that's a whole other layer of conversation, but it kind of ties in a sense. But there's just so many things that we're just now starting to understand, that over the next coming years, I'm going to be really curious to see how not only the community, but creators also handle it.
Oh my God, I literally could talk to him for like hours.
I was thinking the same thing, man.
Like, oh my God,
do this forever. So, listen, I know that you got to take off, but before you leave, please, the floor is yours. Let everyone know what your socials are, what you got coming up, anything else that you want to plug. You are welcome to it, sir.
But no, thanks again for having me. I know it was actually a really short time. I feel like we just got started, but I'm a little rusty at this, so I'm getting better at it. But I want to thank you guys for giving me a platform to kind of like I mentioned in my tweets, probe my brain, and I'm glad to see that I'm of some value to the show. But Twitter.com/ I'm just going to put it in the chat because it's so confusing. But this is by far my most powerful platform. Web addresses. I'm just going to do this.
If it makes you feel any better, we got you linked all the way down in the comments down there too. So anybody, thank you.
That works.
So anybody, if you're not following Preston, man, he's got some really insightful stuff. You should check him out on Twitter. He's a really interesting cat.
Just a great dude.
Twitter is by far my most active platform right now. I would like to get into YouTube again. I have videos ranging all the way back. Feel free to watch those. But I'm not a big man for plugs. I'm just fortunate that whenever people hit the follow button, that they trust me with seeing my content inside their feed. So the door is always open to anyone if you have any questions. But no, I feel like this is scratching the surface of what I hope will be many more great conversations to come.
I assure you, I plan on
keep
inviting
creating.
You back. I 100% will invite you back.
I'm always down.
Awesome.
I'm always down.
One thing I will ask, because we've asked everybody, is is there a certain creator we should ask to maybe think about having on our show? We've had a wide variety. We've had Red Skull Alex that's been requested, JMax Amateur Kitchen, which, by the way, his content, very small creator, super great content, just a great dude overall. Is there anybody that we should go after? Don't say Casey Neistat. That's not going to happen.
There's a lot of really great creators that I have at the top of my head. I'll just have to send you a list of people and kind of what they have. There's a lot going through. I'm sure I can probably find someone for you that would
let
like
us
to do
know. We
this.
will. I shamelessly will.
But
ask.
no, I'll definitely hit
Awesome,
you with the list.
awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, man, he literally lived up to that legend.
Yeah.
Like, no question.
I feel like you sold him short in the description, just calling him a legend. I feel like
look,
I'm
spent.
Yeah.
I stopped sweating. He's just,
It's just
oh
another
my
day.
goodness.
It's just another day. This is what makes me tick. I owe a lot to this platform and the people that I've met through this platform, and this is what keeps me ticking every day. So this is why I come back and look forward to each and every single day. And no 2 days are the same.
You're here.
So we live in the greatest era of digital content creation right now. That I can't even begin to think of what it's going to look like 10 years down the road.
You have me so amped up.
I know, right? Like, let's make a video right now. That literally, I'm telling you, I'm gonna call it right now. You have the ability to make an impact in the people's lives with the same veracity as Gary V. You have.
I want to say
you
that,
do.
but
No, I'm not even. No joke. Like,
Yeah.
you have the attitude by which you have.
I just keep it. I just keep it real. I don't get in front of a platform and just start to talk just to talk. I won't open up my mouth about something unless I'm confident with what I'm standing by. But I just keep it real. You can tell whenever people are being artificial on the internet, and that's what I aspire not to be. Whenever I get in front of these things and do these things, it may sound very well scripted, and I promise it's not scripted. It's just off the top of my head, but that's just the way I've always been raised. That's been the way that I've always done things, and that's humbling to hear. But I want to put it that far.
Dead serious.
I just keep it real. I just keep it real.
Very great outlook, a very great attitude.
Yeah.
The ability that you have to make such a positive impact, and you've made a lot of positive impacts in the room that's in here. But there are folks that are going to be out there on the internet that's going to hear this, because I know of folks that will go back and rewatch it, that this will have a direct impact. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely. Well, you guys have a good show. I will be in, but thank you guys so much.
Thanks, brother.
We'll talk very
enjoy,
soon.
man.
We'll
Ladies
talk
and
very
gentlemen,
soon. You got
Mr. Preston
Oh,
McNair.
man. Wow, I know, dude. I'm amped.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, I am.
Right?
I'm telling you, I
Right?
almost feel bad that I'm not making content right now.
I know. I feel like I'm letting them down.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
feel
living
like
up
I'm
to my
letting them down
potential.
right now. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm just gonna drink today. It's about the only thing that I can do.
I'm sweating. And there's things I want to do. Like,
I'm sweating like a
God.
stuck pig anyway, only because this shirt,
Chewbacca's swallowing your nipples.
it does not breathe.
That was aggressive.
It really does not breathe at all. So
I'm
I am
sweating right now.
I am literally roasting
In
oil
my
on
new
shirt.
almond
Man,
shirt.
what a great conversation.
Right?
I'm
You
stunned,
were,
man.
You
That
were
was
mad at me
awesome.
when I scheduled people for guests? I'm making
No.
it
not at all.
No.
Trying to throw me under the bus.
Whap, whap. Do you want me to tell a story? Let me weave you a tale, kids.
Oh, you're gonna talk
You
about your
want
Frozone cosplay?
My Frozone cosplay? You want me to do it?
Sit right down for this tale, folks.
Let me weave you a tale. I should start singing songs. What I did have songs. I lost my phone. It's somewhere.
Oh.
And I will always love you.
No. you
No,
won't.
don't touch me.
Tell your story.
Frozone. So I took a day off of work. I don't know, someday after the holiday. Thank you, Tuesday stats coming through. And I went and I worked out. I'm trying to get back in the gym. Trying to keep this big body Cadillac real nice and big. I guess.
Not rust free.
Rusties. No. I don't know. Where am I going with it? Anyway, so I did squats. I don't like squats. Squats are not fun. They hurt my butt. Okay, just full disclosure. I don't like squats. I just never been a big fan of squats. I know they're great. It's a great total body workout. I don't care. I don't like squats. Anyway, I digress. And I assure you that's not the first time that will happen. So I call up U.S. Cryotherapy in Grandview.
Ohio.
Yes. Where
USA. Well, I'm trying to be
Like, is
courteous
there
to our
another-
international folks, okay? There might be more than one Grandview.
Okay, I assure you that there is another Grandview somewhere.
There you go. Carry on.
Second digression. Is that a word?
Yes. It
That's
is
now number 3. I call him. I was like, hey, just went to the gym, really looking to get it cryotherapy. Now, what I thought when I walked in was I was going to get in like one of those tubes where they like close it around you, where the steam, is it steam? Whatever that is.
Cold.
The cold spills out of the top and your head's sticking out like you got a big marshmallow wrapped around you and your head's sticking out like a toilet paper roll. That's what I envisioned.
Yeah.
That is not what I walked into. So when I walked in, by the way, this place was dynamite. Dynamite. Loved it. Had to sign a waiver to make sure that I didn't die. Got it.
You didn't sue them in case you died.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to sue them. I'll be dead.
Well, true.
I don't really care at that point. Anyway, I walk in there, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to put you in this temperature, which I'll tell you about in a second. If you're following my Twitter, you already know. But what I need you to do is basically shed the clothing that you want to shed. The more skin you show, the better off. Now, let's not get it twisted. I am not small.
No takers. No takers on that?
What? Shed my clothing?
Yeah.
I didn't shed much clothing.
Look like a Vienna sausage in there.
See, that's what you're gonna go with? Look, bro, it was cold. Like, it was cold. Like, you're giving a lot of credit to Vienna at that point.
Okay, go
You're
on.
like a turtle.
I mean,
Up inside you.
That's another video.
I get it.
No, that's not another video. No.
Oh, God.
Anyway, wow. So
I did it.
I don't even know where I was going with that. It was really cold. What she told me the temperature, and she's like, so basically shed your clothing. Okay, so at the time I had just got out of the gym. I was wearing like basketball shorts, Under Armour underneath like I'm wearing right here, and then just like a moisture wicking shirt. Look, this big body Cadillac, it was hot. It was like 98 degrees in Ohio.
I was gonna say the other thing
It's
is
hot.
for those that don't know,
Ohio.
Ohio for the last
Hot.
week has been relocated to the surface of the sun.
It's like
so
real
effing hot.
like canceling schools hot. Like,
Multiple days in a row.
right, it's real feel over 100. Might as well be Satan's underparts. It's hot, right? Hot.
Satan's wedding tackle.
Oh, hot. So I'm in like almost next to nothing. I was looking good. I was sweaty, but this big body was shining. Okay,
Yeah.
walk in, take off my flip flops. I put on thermal socks and Crocs. I hate Crocs. There's a fun story with the Crocs though. Right, so Crocs are very rubbery.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. And then they have me put on a pair of gloves, like kitchen, like the thin gloves,
Sure.
like the like almost like the cellophane,
Okay, I got you.
and it's for hygiene.
Yeah.
Okay,
makes
so
sense.
then they put on a pair of like really crappy gloves
Yeah.
and then thermal gloves. So at this point, I have Crocs, thermal socks, moisture wicking clothes, and gloves on, and then I put on a toboggan, and then I put on a blue surgical mask. Didn't really know what the surgical mask was for, other than to protect my main parts up here.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, I'm going to have you in there for 2 minutes. I said, okay. Well, just so you know, I really like the cold. And she was like, yeah, okay. Still 2 minutes. I was like, I mean, to trust you, you're a professional. But it was kind of like that, like, I think I can take it more.
I mean, you
I love cold.
you sweat on a fall day.
I do.
Like I don't sweat for nothing unless
Like-
I'm working out pretty hard.
No.
You sweat at the drop of a hat.
I will sweat standing.
Yes.
It's just me.
Yeah.
I guess it's good. I have a functional pipe system.
Okay,
Circulatory.
I went with pipe system? What is that? You trying to get that pipe? J.R. Smith trying to get that pipe? Anyway. Anyway, so there's a two-stage system. This two-stage system, so I look like a lost Yeti when I'm walking in here, right? A toboggan on, a blue surgical mask,
but
gloves.
a lost shave Yeti because you got like barely any clothes on.
Right. So like I walk in. The very first stage is 8 degrees. 8 single degrees. 8. It's cold.
Fahrenheit for our
Fahrenheit.
oversized
All this is in Fahrenheit. I'm
Yeah.
about to tell you everything in Fahrenheit
Let me
because the
do
U.S.
some math.
Do the math
Yeah,
while I
yeah.
do this thing. So I walk in the first one. So you walk into this one for 15 seconds, and then there's like a light strip on the side. So you go in and you shut the door, and the only thing that's in front of you in this door, it's probably about 4 feet by 10 feet. You're in there. It's 8 degrees. It's cold. But it's not hateful.
Negative 13 Celsius.
There you go. Negative 13 Celsius, also known as 8 degrees Fahrenheit. And then
For
in
people
15
that have a sane temperature scale.
in 15 seconds, the light flashes, and then you go into the second stage. This is when the game changed. This is when it got very real very quickly. You open up this big freezer chest, and you walk in. She warned me. She goes, "You're going to want to move around." I'm like, I just worked out. I think I pulled a muscle in my back. My legs did squats. I don't like it because my butt hurts. But, I'll move around a little bit. She's like, you're really going to want to move around, like a lot. I go, what do people do? She goes, people do jumping jacks. They run in place. They walk around the room. They do all that stuff. What song do you want? And we'll play. You get whatever song you want. So I go, okay.
Staying Alive?
No.
Good call.
Good call on that one, though. I said, surprise me. And so she kind of struggled with that one a little bit. I go, something 90s. And then she kind of struggled with that. I go, Shoop. I need you to play Shoop. Hey, yeah. I want to shoot you, baby.
Yeah, I know the song.
That song.
I got.
That song?
Yeah,
Did you get it?
yeah.
Anyway, so I had that song blaring. I mean, it was as loud as it would go. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was struggle. I got in there and I was like, oh, this is very cold. It is 181.5 degrees negative.
Below zero.
Below the zero. Somebody hit me with the Celsius.
That's 118 degrees negative Celsius because they cross it.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
It's really cold. Negative 181.5 Fahrenheit.
And you were in there with shorts?
I'm in
and
there
tank
with
top.
shorts and basically a man tank top on. Under Armour, basically. Could cut glass. Like glass cutters.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You can't feel anything. So I'm in there and I'm like, okay, this is very cold. So I'm kind of like doing some weird stretches, right? Like I'm trying to touch my toes. And
You're trying to be hardcore and not move is what you're trying to do.
Well, I didn't think it was like when I first walked in. When I first walked in, it's like it's cold, but there's no moving wind.
Cold.
There's no moving wind. It's not like the outside. You're in a freezer.
Yeah.
So I looked.
I'm
Hang on.
picturing like a scene from Saw where like you go into this dark hallway and it's just row after row of freezers and
there's just
people
one.
banging on the doors trying
No,
to get
not
out.
like that. It's
That's
just
what I
one.
imagine. Okay.
So and then there's the glass in front.
Yeah.
Where she's standing there to kind of tell you, like, you have so much time left.
Like
but when
prison
you,
style.
Right, when you breathe, all of the, I'm assuming, steam.
Sure.
Yes, steam when you breathe.
Moisture.
Steam.
It's
The
just
moisture.
moisture.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't see anything. Because when you breathe, it's like right here in your face because it comes up through the mask. So it's just white.
Did you still have your glasses?
White. No, you walk in with nothing. You have no necklace on. I had nothing on. I had
Nothing
clothing
metal,
on.
which makes sense.
Right, because it would have been cold.
Whoa.
They said don't touch the walls.
Yeah.
With bare skin. You can with their
You'd
gloves.
probably get stuck.
I'm sure you would, and that would hurt very badly.
That was very confident. I assure you, you would.
Well, I mean, haven't you seen the Christmas Story? Didn't you see what the kid's tongue did?
Dude, it wasn't 181 degrees below zero.
And it's still frozen there, so I for sure would have imagined that it would.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, so I started to.
would have licked the wall.
I started to move around.
Yeah.
Because it's cold.
Yeah.
Like a lot cold.
Notice how nobody here is surprised by the statement 181 degrees below zero is cold.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't sure what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But it was not that. It was, I mean, Frozone would have been proud that I stood there for 2 minutes. So the first minute felt like an hour.
Sure.
And then the last 10 seconds, I swear, were 6 days. It was 6 days long. Because it took, like, when she held up a sign, it was like 10, 9, 8, like, it's all written on this card.
Yeah.
I swear she just hung the card up and walked away. It was
Went to lunch. came back.
forever long. And so,
Closed
like,
the
at
store,
the very
came back
end,
next
I'm
day.
like, I'm walking in place, moving my arms like this. So I have a red band on right here. So when I had my gloves on, it was here to here was visible.
Yeah.
When I walked out, my arm was as red as this band. As red as this band. So she took a temperature reading of my tricep before I walked in. The skin temperature was 86 degrees.
Yeah.
So you touch my arm, 86 degrees.
Sure.
And she did it immediately when I walked out. It was 53 degrees. 33 degree drop in 2 minutes.
Look, I don't like
it was cold.
I don't like 50 degrees when it's outside.
It was so dope. I cannot wait to do it again.
What did it do for you?
Feel good?
My legs felt like $1 million afterwards. Like, because Greg knew, because I called him, I was like, hey, I'm going to try to do this weird thing. He was like, yeah, good luck with that.
I was like, you're dumb. Can I have all of your stuff when you die?
Yeah, pretty much. But he knew, like, when I was walking down the stairs, my legs were like, yeah,
because that's literally what the conversation sounded like as he was going down, like, 5 steps. I was like, dude, come on.
That was just me walking
It's just
regularly.
squats.
It was just like me walking on a flat surface of sidewalk. But, Anyway, so I did that, and I was like, I feel like $1 million. I felt so great afterwards. It was like this weird euphoria feeling. I can't wait to be Frozone again.
Yeah, because your body thought you were gonna die. That's what that was.
Yeah.
That was the release of like, I've had a good run. I'm done.
Oh, it was amazing. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I would do it right now.
Crazy.
I would do it right now. I would take I couldn't take a camera in there. It would froze. There's no way.
I would love to see GoPro action in there.
You think a GoPro could make it?
I think it would be interesting to see.
I think we should totally do it.
What
is the temperature of a Stats is going to look it up. Because I would love to do that. I will walk in there. I will walk in there
just
with a GoPro.
from inside there.
It's really cold! What's the guy from Family Guy?
It's just cold. Oh, Ollie.
It's gonna rain! That's a perfect vlog!
Yeah.
What's the temperature in here? It's really cold! Like, perfect. That would be such a great vlog.
That's it. 20 seconds long. It's cold!
It's cold!
Done.
Oh, that's my Frozone story. God, that took a while. What? It was $35.
That's not bad.
No, I expected way more. I honestly expected way more. But I've also done the weird, the float thing. I would do this 10 times out of 10 before the float.
I would
easily.
I don't like other going to some place to do a float.
If you had a float,
if I had a float tank in my house,
totally different story.
Man, I would do it all the time.
But by going, I don't like the idea of I'm gonna go sit in 1,000 pounds of salt water that somebody other's butt crack was just in. I don't want that. I want my own butt.
When you put it like that,
it sounds really awful. Good. When you go sit in 1,000 pounds of 98 degree salt water that somebody's butt's been in, or can you walk into a freezer where everything dies?
Again, when you
take the freezer 1,000 times out of 1,000.
You gotta stop right there because the salt water concentrate in the water is so high that everything dies in there too. Right. So nice try, but you can't say go in the freezer where everything else dies.
No, I get that.
The same thing
but literally, someone's butt was just in that same water.
They filter it.
Their butt, Greg.
Filters.
Their butt. The only thing that touched the walls and the floor in that frozen zone was feet.
I can't wait for us to go to Disney, and then everything you touch, I'm going to be like, I bet somebody's butt was on that.
And I would literally go, you can't, not with me.
Hypocrisy much.
I was trying to freak you out.
Yeah.
I don't care about butts.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. What?
Show is off the rails. Stats, hit me with something.
So, according to the manual, it can handle down to about 0 Fahrenheit. It hasn't been tested below that.
Okay,
because
so
the batteries usually fail before that because in the cold the battery drains faster.
Okay, so if I take a fully charged GoPro, he just said 0 degrees is what a GoPro is basically certified to do, per their website. I'm assuming. Some basically.
I mean, I feel like.
But if I walk in with thermal
Probably.
gloves, I would assume that if I hold the GoPro like this, it's not really getting 181 negative. It's
have it touching your chest or some bare skin or something, so it retains the heat from your body temperature.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it would be fine. We need to do this. It's cold. It's like just like a review, doing a review of U.S. cryotherapy. Ollie, what's the temperature? It's really cold! Thanks, Ollie.
I feel like you would have to probably do several takes to not swear before you talk about how cold it is.
Dude, you can't even think when you're that cold.
I can't
I don't even know how, I would have to have the camera on
and
in my hand even before.
You wouldn't think to turn it on. If you
No, you'd have to. No, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to have it on.
Yeah.
And then just go.
Just go, man.
Just go, man. It's so warm. It's so warm.
Oh, man.
I don't even know where to go.
You want to talk about...
oh, boy.
So there's a thing that happened just before we went live. There's an announcement made. You want to talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah. So just before we went live, there was an announcement that Google put out about, which is, again, one of the worst kept secrets in the entire industry.
I'm really disappointed that it's a certain date.
It's on October 9th.
Not my birthday.
Not your birthday. You know why?
It's my birthday present. That's what it was supposed to be every year. It was my birthday present.
But turns out Google doesn't care.
I know. So like I started watching, or MKBHD started tweeting, and then just a slew of other bigger YouTubers started tweeting like, oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. October 9th looks to be there's some event in New York City.
Again, worst kept secret on the internet, because what happens every year about this time? Google
it's some new event, Greg. You don't know what it is.
You're right. They could totally take the entire internet by surprise, and maybe they're not going to announce the Pixel 3, which has also been leaked to death.
I don't know what you're talking about, Greg.
How dare you, sir?
Hater.
Yeah.
Hater.
Yeah. Something like that.
Haterade.
So
take a drink of your haterade.
Oh yeah, sure. It's delicious. Delicious.
The only thing I'm disappointed about is it's not on my birthday. It's not my birthday.
That's the least important thing. Hey, Everyday Dad says he's got a GoPro to give that an attempt to put it into negative 181 degrees.
So real talk, if we want to figure out some type of deal where I pay for the postage and you send it and do that, I will walk into that and we'll figure something out.
There you go.
Like real talk, I would do it again. I would do it again because I thought it was very therapeutic. It was very fun.
Fair.
Can more than one person go in at the same time?
You know, I didn't ask if one person could do it. So, like, after I got out and they took the temperature reading, you warm up fairly quickly, but they have a sauna if you want to get in.
Boy, talk about extremes.
So that's even funnier. Like the
I don't like making snowballs. When
so you can go into a sauna, but I was like, I'll just go outside because it's literally as hot as a sauna outside. So I went from negative 181.5 to mowing the lawn in an hour. And it was real feel of 100. So I went 281.5 degree swing. And I felt great afterwards. Like when I was mowing, I wasn't overwhelmingly hot. It was just great.
Just good.
I like it. It's weird. But the Everyday Dad, if you send it, I will stand in there.
If you send it, he will destroy it.
As a matter of fact, if you send it, here you go. I'm gonna do this live, not even run it past you. That's not the first time I've ever done that. If you send it, I will do a read for your channel in the thermal.
There you go. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah.
Hey everybody, you need to watch the Everyday Dad. Oh my God, it's so cold. I will do a read for the channel right there using your camera.
That would be so funny.
Dope. Okay, wow, I'm off the rails tonight.
October 9th.
October 9th.
So, I feel like at the very least we can pretty much count on the fact that the Pixel 3 is going to get announced.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, of course it's the Pixel 3, duh.
But what I'm wondering is if there's any other stuff that they're going to announce. I want a Pixel Watch, Scott. That's what I want.
No, they already came out, so they already said they're doing it.
I didn't know that was an official statement. I heard a bunch of
the
rumors
official statement. No, the official statement came out like a week ago.
I want my Pixel Watch.
They said no. It was I think it was a week ago. They actually came out and said that there's no Pixel Watch this year.
I'm super.
Why do you want a Pixel Watch though? Because you rail so hard on the wearables.
No, well, it's not that I'm against the wearables. The problem that I have is the existing wearables that are specific to Android are trash.
I definitely agree with that.
Absolute trash. Because they're still working on a chipset from 2013.
Well, there's a new Android, or a watch that runs Android. It's like TikTok or something like that everybody loves. So you have my attention. Yeah, I'll have to follow up afterwards. I can't remember.
I want the iWatch for Android. That's what I want. Like, okay. If the Pixel phone is supposed to be the iPhone for Android, I want that version of the wearable. That will be a game changer, I feel like, because my wife, her and I initially got Fossil watches. We talked about this, I think, last week.
The
awful. Fossil Smart Q watches they look great. They look fantastic. They are trash on the inside. They are not good. They're crazy expensive for what you get. Terrible battery life. They're stupidly slow. Now, they are getting Android Wear 3.0, which I do fundamentally think is a big deal. Hopefully that kind of helps address some of the battery problems, but I'm skeptical because, again, all the existing Android watches that are out there are all running the exact same hardware under the hood. It's really, really old hardware. It's from 2013, so you've got a bunch of like battery inefficiency and so on and so forth.
TicWatch Pro.
We beat that horse to death.
TicWatch Pro.
That I'm interested in. If you've got some newer hardware under the hood that's a little more efficient or a little more powerful.
Qualcomm Snapdragon 2100.
I think that's pretty much the same thing.
It is.
That's
the Samsung Galaxy Watch is actually getting a bunch of great reviews.
So I almost bought the original Galaxy Watch. When the Galaxy Watch first launched, I almost upgraded to a new Note and the Galaxy phone. And I'm glad I didn't. The original version of the Galaxy Watch, I think had like 65% return rates, at least to some of the people that I spoke to at Best Buy.
So the TicWatch E is a Wear OS. What? Anyway,
I'll give you another tip.
so
Go ahead.
TicWatch is what you're going to want to Google.
Okay.
TicWatch. So there's a couple that are out there that seem to be getting pretty decent reviews. I'm honestly going to go with Fitbit. I had a Fitbit before, and I went to a smartwatch. That smartwatch, unfortunately, RIP. And now I'm going to get a Fitbit again. Because I really like the Fitbit. The Fitbit 3. I will definitely. I saw the Everyday Dad say, "Shoot me a DM." I will totally do this.
I just commented about that.
Like I will do this. You know that I will do this.
Oh yeah.
I'll even read whatever you want me to read. It's probably the dumbest. Like it's cold, and I'll do it. But man, is it? I mean,
I hope he comes up with a paragraph that he wants you to read. I hope it's 2 minutes full of stuff that you have to articulate. And
you get one take, and if I mess up, I'm sorry. Because we're running into medical problems at that point.
I want to see it.
I have a medical professional in the crowd, as a matter of fact. A medical professional. So stupid question.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Well, I mean, 181.5 negative is pretty cold. Like, is 2 minutes too long? Like, it's starting to get too long. Like. I'm gonna show
body temperature.
I'm gonna show my pure and utter stupidity because I should know this, but I'm stupid. So, hypothermia? Do you have to be wet for that?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Like, because you always hear people going into hypothermia when they're in like a pond.
That's because they're cold.
I know, I get that. I told you, not smart. Folks, I'm showing you the whole me right now.
Yeah.
So,
you're getting raw Scott now.
181.5, how much longer could I have gone? Like, real talk before you're like, no, seriously, you need to get out now. 2 minutes? It was 3 minutes max.
I mean, especially with your eyes.
What?
Eyes are gonna freeze.
My eyes would freeze?
Yeah.
Well, there's moisture on your eyes.
What if I blink?
Okay, so water freezes when it gets
Okay, I'm not
real
that
cold.
dumb, so shut your hole.
I'm just saying, I feel like you just laid yourself
I didn't
out there and said,
I didn't even realize. I didn't think about my eyes freezing.
Dude, how
Nostrils freeze up?
No, I had a mask on.
how gnarly would that have been if you like
You're like, oh my god!
you blinked and then you're like, I can't
open my eyes!
they're stuck. Oh,
I mean, that's...
oh my god, it's so funny.
You want to record this now, don't you?
I want to see you suffer so much. Like in the worst way.
Like, I would totally do it. I don't even
Oh,
care.
man.
Stats once it hits a question.
No, sorry.
Oh,
I was
never mind.
responding to my dad. He thought he could see me in the reflection.
False alarm.
Fair enough.
Nope. I wanted to see myself. 3 minutes? 3 minutes.
That's low temp.
I mean, it's pretty cold. I mean, it's definitely cold. There's no doubt about that. It was cold.
Huh. You know what? You know what I am not afraid of?
Cold?
Dying in a float tank. Not afraid of that.
You could drown.
No.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
Okay. If
you
you
could
roll,
stick your head in the water
if you roll
and
face
suck
over,
in.
Technically speaking,
Exactly.
you could do that.
You could die.
If
the
you
float
float
tank.
on your back, though, good luck rolling over.
That was not that was
er,
not specified. Could you drown in float tank? The answer is
The
answer
it would be
is-
exceedingly difficult. It would be way more difficult. Hang on. It would be way more difficult to die in a float tank than it would be to just stay in your little freezer for just a little
come
bit too
on.
long.
When you're in the float tank, and you and I both know this,
Yeah.
when you are in the tank, there is no one around you. So if you flip over, you dead. You gone.
Don't flip over.
I'm just telling you, you flip over, no one is rescuing you.
Okay, but
But because you're in a room in a tank by yourself when you're in the freezer,
Yeah.
when you're frozoning it up,
Yeah.
somebody's looking at you.
What if we distract that someone?
I assure you, she's a professional. She would not be distracted.
First of all.
Oh, I will go. Look, I will shoulder all of you tonight. Let's go. Let's go. This big body.
Oh God.
What's it from Wakanda?
What are you referencing?
Black
Panther. Black Panther.
I'm not sure what I'm even referencing, but go on.
Nobody else is either. I'm gonna put Black Panther on immediately after this, and then watch the whole movie to try and figure out
What did you just said?
Oh my God!
Why are we friends?
Why are you screaming?
Oh, still. I mean, you want to talk about anything else that may be happening on October 9th? I mean,
No.
As far as hardware goes, do you know of anything else that is even rumored?
No. I heard there was something about maybe a Daydream.
Like new version of the headset?
Yeah, I can't validate that though. Like,
Interesting.
I had heard that there was something about a refresh. Let me see if I can find it.
So, Daydream, for the vast majority of the people that have no idea what we're talking about, because Daydream didn't do much, and I am a big...
You
VR
have
fan.
it.
I have it.
You tried it.
I love VR. Matter of fact, I put out on Twitter earlier this week, so I just built a new computer, and one of the amazing side benefits of that is the HTC Vive, arguably the best VR system on the market right now. You shut your mouth, sir. Runs phenomenally well on new hardware. But I still prefer that to Daydream. It's neat.
Greg dances the Gangnam Style.
I do. Beat Saber is it's a lot of fun. That's about the most PG thing that I can say about it. It's hard, like super duper difficult, like a lot. But yeah, so it's this like cloth headset thing that you can wear. You basically drop your phone in this little slot in front of you, and then that acts as the screen. And then as you look around, it's virtual reality. It's VR.
According to 9 to 5 Google, there's a potential smart display that might be rumored.
So
there's a rumored smart display, a rumored Google Pixel 2, rumored
Pixel 2.
Pixelbook 2. Sorry,
Pixelbook 2. Okay.
Pixelbook 2. Potentially a new second gen Pixel Buds, and while the FCC has detailed a new Chromecast. They've also confirmed, Google took the unusual step to confirm that it is not launching a Pixel Watch this year. So according to this, 9to5google.com has said that those are the things. So smart display, Pixelbook 2. Hey, smart display. I actually did a review of a smart display, the Lenovo one. I think it was probably, 5 or 6.
Alexa based?
No, it's Google based. It was cool.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Lenovo,
okay,
yeah, it was very cool. And
be
you've done a
first
book
part.
of the Pixel book.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
Yep.
And we have beat the Pixel Buds thing to death.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird. It's like almost like we review a lot of those things.
Huh? Who knew? The Pixel Buds thing. I'm interested in what they're going to do with the new version of the Pixel Buds.
I still use mine every day.
I do not. I use mine regularly. I use mine for running.
Because you use the Sonys you just did a review on.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, the last video that I just put out is for the Sony wireless headphones. They are, without question, without reservation, my absolute favorite pair of headphones. They are the dopest of dope. They sound incredible. Noise canceling, wireless Bluetooth. They're over the ear. Check out the review. Spoiler alert, I like them a lot. That's pretty much the gist of it. Pixel Buds 2, I'm kind of interested in what they're going to do with that.
I am too. I
feel like if they fix the case design is probably the single area.
The case design was a big thing. Like, people were really upset about the case design.
Yeah.
And I get that now.
Yeah,
like,
totally
I have run into multiple times where I've wrapped the cord and then shut the case.
Yeah.
And then the Bluetooth won't turn off.
For sure. Yep.
But that's...
Answer a call and your phone is still connected.
Yeah. But that's
like,
that's probably like 1 out of 6-7 times for me, which
That's
is still too frequent.
Yeah, it's an annoying amount.
Yeah, it's still too frequent. What I've now found is, like, I was even having charging problems where I would wrap it and then shut it, and it would be on and still be
Not
going.
charged, yeah.
So I've now just left them unwrapped and just stick them in.
Yeah.
Pause.
I got you. I want, like, to have a... It doesn't even have to necessarily be hard plastic, but there's... again, the thing that Apple continuously nails, it's the design aesthetic. The fact that when you open it up, you activate the case, you turn on the pairing. Like, there's just a...
It doesn't work with every Apple product, though.
Okay, I got that. But
it's almost like you did a review or a video that talked about the fact that they don't do that with everyone.
It sure does.
My God, we've just plugged like 7 of our videos.
Which, it's amazing to me how many people will continue to argue with some of the stuff that we even have, like, footage of not working. They're like, well, you got to do it this way. We have the footage of it. It does not work that way.
What if I did this? What if I opened these up and then just blasted music? Could you hold it up to the microphone and then show everybody the sound quality of the Pixel?
Okay. Last random sort of inside joke, and I promise I'll let it go.
No, you won't.
It irritates me when people talk about speaker quality or like sound quality from headphones or speakers or what have you via a YouTube video. Like that. So I had somebody comment about how in a previous video I didn't show the speaker playing any music. They couldn't hear the sound quality of it. I'm like, hey man, no disrespect, but like let's walk through this logically. So you want me to play music through my speaker and then record it, so there's some amount of compression that happens when you record via microphone. So that goes into some type of file format that then gets run through post-processing to clean up the audio, and then that gets put into some other type of container that goes through the internet up to YouTube, where there's another compression and conversion that happens, and then it gets played back out through your speakers of unknown quality. What objective measurement of sound quality are you going to make from that information alone? I mean, explain. I get, if on the surface, I get why people are like, hey man, why didn't you show me what the thing sounds like? But after the explanation, I don't understand how you can still argue with it. And this guy, him and I went to town on this. This is a musician. This is a guy who plays music.
You were fired up
because it doesn't make sense. If you have an argument for it, by all means, throw it out there. I'm all ears. But this is a dude who is a professional musician who his job is to play sound from an instrument out of speakers.
What is this?
He's playing guitar. Shut up your face. That's his job.
Guitar?
That is his job. He's finger picking. Shut up. His job is to play music, and it comes out of speakers. He records music, arguably, but doesn't understand the basics of sound recording. Yeah, whatever. He's playing banjo. Shut your mouth.
You were
oh man,
you were fired up that day. You were like, you're not gonna believe this guy.
Especially for somebody that it started out as like a totally like, hey man, look, I get what you're saying. I'm trying to be respectful here. I don't want to turn this into a big fight. And he said that our review was rubbish. My review was rubbish. And I'm like, I didn't come out of the gate and call your stuff rubbish, man. Like, you don't have to get nasty in the comments.
I mean, I feel like.
But if you want to get nasty, hold the phone.
I mean, I feel like you gotta take it. I feel like you gotta take it.
Shut your mouth.
I feel like you gotta just take it.
Shut your mouth.
Just take it. Just take it.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
You just gotta take it.
I
don't know if you understand the object of taking it.
I gotta turn the camera off before I commit the murder that I'm about to commit.
It's always running.
Yeah,
you got that audio.
Mm-hmm.
I literally have nothing. So I'm just. Let's see. Had you taken it? I have nothing. We've gone. I'm still like. I'm going back through the comments right now, and I stand by my comment with Preston that he absolutely has the ability to be very influential like Gary Vee. No question. Absolutely. And total influence on me.
Smart dude. He's a super smart dude, very motivated, very knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
I have no doubt that he will do great things. And
I can't wait for him to be president.
I was going to make the joke earlier. I was going to be like, Preston McNair, president, 20 whatever.
Yeah, I caught the year that he mentioned. I'm older. We're older.
Well, yeah, of course.
By lot.
It happens.
So we got a little ways.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Technically Speaking Live experience.
So live studio audience, what do you guys think?
Crickets.
They're not saying anything. They're literally all playing on their phones right now. They're like, I cannot believe, why did I come over to this house? Like,
somebody had to be woken up. I saw earlier. They were like nudging like, hey, wake up.
High and the mediocre.
High and the mediocre. So seriously, my eyeballs could freeze?
He's really concerned about this now.
Do I just shut my eyes, or would they freeze shut?
If I'm in a float tank.
Goggles, bro.
Goggles.
gonna freeze.
Oh, goggles.
There you go.
Well, wait a minute, but they're not.
I can't wait till
Thermal?
those goggles are frozen to his eyes too.
Swim goggles.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
plastic. You're gonna keep the heat in?
Long enough.
3 minutes? Oh, I can't wait to
That's
do this
what it
again.
is.
I am so
Anyway,
excited about doing this
Live
again.
from the 1% Studios. This
Oh
has
my
been
god, the 1% Studios!
Technically Speaking. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We'll see you again next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Who do we have on the show next week?
I
Scott?
think it's technically
It is Technically T. This is a dude. I was a late
coming on
follower
like
of
a
his.
house of fire.
Dude, I'm excited for this guy too.
Mhm.
Funny guy, man.
Love
He's got
Technically
some hot takes on stuff. So
Ooh, yeah.
be sure to stop back next week. Again, Thursday, 8 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel.
The thing. Sorry. You want to take the thing? And his name was